Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amelia and today we are going to kick off another reading vlog. So let's go ahead and talk about the books that I'm hoping to read in this vlog. First up, I have book 1 of The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World. And I know what you're thinking, Amelia, weren't you just reading Winter's Heart? Book 9. Yes, I was, and I still am. I'm actively going to continue working on this. However, I have decided it is also time to start a reread before I finish the series. Yes, that's a bit strange, but I really want to make a video that will hopefully be coming very soon involving this book and probably all of them at some point. I will get to them. So if you're interested in The Wheel of Time, keep your eyes out on this channel for a video concerning it coming really soon. So I've been reading this for a bit. I'm about just under halfway through. It's taking me a while to read this one because I'm making a lot of notes for that video, and I'm also annotating this with some little blue tabs. So this is the first book that I will be reading. Then I have This Is How You Lose the Time War, and I did start this a tiny bit when I was camping, but I only read like a few pages, so I haven't really made any progress in this, but it's really short, so it will be an easy thing to knock out. And then the final book that I have on the TBR for this week is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and I'll probably pick this up when I finish Eye of the World. This I might just kind of read while I'm still reading it as like a bit of something to break it up, you know? But those are the 3 books that I'm planning to read. If I finish Eye of the World, I'll probably start book 2 or I'll continue book 9. I don't know, it's a bit confusing to be reading 2 books from the same series at the same time. Like, I've definitely heard people reading multiple books at the same time, or even like 2 or even 3, but I don't think I've ever heard of somebody reading 2 books from the same series at once, so maybe that's a little bit unhinged, but you know, here we are. So, I think that is all the intro stuff that I have to get out of the way, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. Hello friends, welcome back. So, it is now Tuesday, and I did manage to read a couple of chapters yesterday, but I didn't make like a ton of progress. So I'm hoping to knock out a bit more of the book today. I've got myself a nice coffee. My book is just over there. And I think I'm gonna go and sit outside while the shade is still on my porch and try to get a bit of reading done and work on the notes that I'm taking about this book. So I've read another 80 pages of my book, and I've made myself another coffee because it just feels like a sitting around drinking coffee kind of day. I'm not filming that many clips just because I've been sitting out the front of my house, and for obvious reasons, I don't really want to show the front of my house. So, oh, that's way too sweet. Oh, well, maybe if I stir it. Oh, that's so sweet. Anyway, I will try to get some more clips for you later. But yeah, it's taking me a while to get through this book when I'm taking so many notes. So I was really hoping that I could finish it today, but we'll see. We'll see. So it is now Thursday, and I've done a really bad job of recording clips for this video, but I did finish The Eye of the World yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. Again, I've done a lot of, I did a lot of tabbing. Oh my god, this book is so floppy, which I love, but it makes it really hard to hold. Okay, yes, I did a whole bunch of tabbing, as you can see, and I'm probably not going to start book 2 right away just because I'm doing like the summary stuff and that takes a while and I kind of want to take like a little bit of a break from that. So I think the next thing I'm going to read is This Is How You Use the Time War, just because it is a quick read and it's due back at the library, so I need to read it and return it. But at the moment, what I'm about to do is my bookshelf, which I rearranged with you guys not that long ago, is once again in need of some help because I got some new books. For example, Green Angel Tower. This is a monstrosity, it's huge. And also I got the rest of the Wheel of Time books recently. So I need to make space on my bookshelf for those things. So I thought we would do a mini bookshelf reorganization. I'm not gonna rearrange the whole thing, just like top couple of shelves to make room for these new books. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so let's go ahead and try to do what we can with this. I have some Wheel of Time books that need to go back to start, I think. Oops. And then I have 3 more Wheel of Time books that also need to go on the shelves, so I can probably scooch these ones over a little bit. But I also think I'm gonna remove these and maybe find somewhere else for them to go. So now we also have The Gathering Storm. We have Towers of Midnight. And then finally, the very last Wheel of Time book, we have A Memory of Light. I don't know, I don't really feel like this like globe is really giving Wheel of Time energy, but I don't really have anything else to put there, I don't think. No, I don't think so. Let's see. Do I want Witcher to stay here? I mean, it fits, so it might stay here. I'm gonna leave it here for now. I know Day of Fallen Night is probably gonna find somewhere else to go. I also need to find a spot for Frugal Wizard's Handbook. I think I probably want to put it with Dress. The spines kind of look nice together. One thing that I do actually want to do is I would like for these, geez, I forgot how heavy these are. When I'm like filming and stuff, you don't see these books, and I think they're really beautiful, and I love Robin Hobb, so I would like to have her displayed on my channel. So I think I'm gonna put these on this side. So then when I'm like sitting here, these will be like just over my left shoulder. Maybe I could put Day of Fallen Night in there. It's so bright, it doesn't really match the vibe. If I slide these over a tiny bit, I might be able to fit both of those Sanderson books there. I definitely still want Lord of the Rings to be visible. Alright, so if I slide all those over, then these guys may fit in. This is kind of like a blue and green shelf almost, so it'd be nice to keep it that way. I need a prettier edition of Silmarillion because like, I mean, this is kind of like a nice cover, but like the spine just doesn't match the rest of this vibe, you know? Like, I don't know. It's not the mood, but it's gonna have to do for now. I'm gonna have to put some other stuff on this shelf just because I don't have space not to. So I think I did have Bloodsworn on this shelf before, so I think it could probably go back here. It might be able to fit like on its side here. I do like to mix up the orientation of the books a little bit. Yeah, I mean, those fit pretty well, and then I have a spot for this camera. Then I can put this little guy here. Okay, I feel like I'm happy with that shelf. So I just have 2 other books that are not currently on the shelf. I have 2 Green Angel Tower and Day of Fallen Night, and these are both big, thick books. So the rest of this series, Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, is up here. So I'd like to put it with that. And then these are books, I think like 1, 3, and 5 of the Shadow March series by Tad Williams, which I have not actually started reading at all yet. I just kind of started collecting them at like used bookstores and like thrift stores because I had read Last King of Austin Art and I wanted to try more of Williams's work, but then I got involved in reading Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, so I haven't got to this yet, and I'm still missing one of the books. I wouldn't mind having like a face-it on this shelf, but I just don't think I have space. There's like, yeah, It's probably just gonna have to go in this way. I don't like the spines of these books. I mean, I don't like the design of these books at all, but like the spines don't look very good together. The swords aren't even all the same size. Like, Come on. And this one's a slightly different white. It's so stupid. I hate them. Sanderson, you might have to find somewhere else to go, buddy. I need to put Shadow Marsh back. Does it fit? Okay, it does fit. It will not fit when I get the last book though. These spines also suck. And these are like the same edition, I assume, but they also don't match. So, I have a bone to pick with you. This is stupid. I hate it. At least they're all the same height. I love tall paperbacks. They're so nice and floppy and they look good on a shelf. All paperbacks should be tall. These ones, not so, they're much harder to hold. These like really thick, stumpy books. Like, I don't know, they're just like not nearly as comfortable in the hand as like a big floppy book. All right guys, I'm still missing a place for Day of Fallen Night. I don't know where to put it. I don't want to put it on this shelf. I guess I probably don't want to have two face outs like above each other, so I might turn this one in. All right, sorry, so you couldn't see what I was doing, but I'm gonna, I think, put Day of Fallen Night with Magic Seeking Poison and probably slide over my Inheritance Cycle. I still need to, like I collected these from thrift stores, and I would like to replace these two with the hardbacks so they all match. So that's a future project. I think I'm gonna slide them over for now, and then I could turn out Blood Marked. It's got a nice cover. So let's go ahead and slide in these guys. I still need a place for Axiom's End. Okay, no, that's not gonna work because now Axiom's End doesn't fit on the shelf. Let's just, I might just face out over the woodward wall over here just because it's narrower. So it will maybe fit. Come on, fit. Okay, it does fit. And it has a pretty cover. I think I might need to like go through some of these like books on this shelf and like this shelf and maybe unhaul some of them, but they're just kind of like books that I've had for a while, so they're just sort of here. But if I were to get rid of a bunch of books, I could probably bring up all my Robin Hobb books and have this just be a fantasy shelf. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like in a rush to do that. I was like just about to wrap this up and I realized Way of Kings is still here. And unfortunately, I think it's just gonna have to go on top of Gardens of the Moon for now. I just don't have anywhere else to put it. Yeah. We just won't talk about the fact that that clearly doesn't go there, because it's gonna go there for now. I don't really have anywhere else for it to go. So I guess maybe this was not a very successful organization because I have not fixed this problem. Probably when I actually like get the rest of those books, if I do, I'll probably get different editions because yeah, math market paperbacks, not my favorite. So yeah, I'll fix that problem at a later date. I might have to use the top of my bookshelf as a shelf, but I have like plants and stuff up there that are currently dying because I haven't watered them. But anyway, I think that's it for this mini bookshelf reorganization. So I'm gonna start reading This Is How You Lose the Time War today, and I will check in with you when I have started this. Good morning, friends. So it is now Friday, and yesterday I read all of This Is How You Lose the Time War, and at the beginning I was a little bit conflicted because I was like, oh, this is kind of like sci-fi-y, and usually I get not super interested in like sci-fi-y stuff, but it's like, oh, I was like, oh, it's so short, like I'll just read it anyway. And I'm so glad it did, because while it is like sci-fi, it's not really the main focus. The main focus is like on the connection between these two main characters, and it's about love and the human experience, even though these guys are kind of not human. And it's just very emotional, and like I wasn't expecting to like feel things reading this book, but it definitely made me feel things that most books don't, like especially with like most or a lot of fantasy, like ones that aren't like really good. I kind of just end up feeling like kind of like the same emotions from like each one, like, oh, this is like a scene where our characters might die, so it's like kind of tense, and it's like, oh, this character got something good, so now it's like, oh, kind of happy. But this one really, I don't really know how to describe it other than like it's extremely human and very poetically written. So I definitely recommend you check it out. It's very short, just under 200 pages, so I would say that everybody should check this out because it won't take very much of your time to read, even if it's not specifically something you would usually go for. But yeah, the writing in this is beautiful and the emotions are touching, and you should give this a try. But the plan for today, I don't know. I just finished filming a video. Actually, it's my Wheel of Time summary video. It should already be out, so I think I can say that here without spoiling it. So if you haven't seen that, I would recommend you check it out. It's a good one for listening in the background. So if you need something to watch while you do the dishes, I recommend it for that. But yeah, for today, I think I'm gonna go for a run shortly and listen to my audiobook, The Elephant in the Brain, which is kind of about like why people do things, especially in relation to like society and how that influences our actions. And then after that, I need to clean my office. It's kind of a mess. And then I think I'm gonna read book 9 of Wheel of Time. It's downstairs, and try to finish that up. Hello friends. So please ignore the tomato face. I just got back from a run, but I was gonna start editing a video, and I'm honestly kind of embarrassed to show you this, but my office is like a huge mess. I've got like equipment on the floor. This chair is in the wrong spot. My desk is absolutely covered. Lights, camera, everything is still out. So I need to clean my office first before I can do anything, because I can't think when it is a mess like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to tidy that up now, and then do some editing, and then hopefully I will have some time for reading this evening before my partner gets finished work, because I think we're gonna go see a movie, hang out together. You know, it's Friday night, so we're gonna spend some time together. But yeah, first I need to conquer this office. A lot cleaner in here. I can actually use my desk. Okay, I'm standing in front of it. Yeah, there you go. So that's good. There's not stuff all over the floor. I can walk. There were some casualties. As you saw, I tried to water this plant. This, oh my god, this plant. And recently I've been in one of those phases where I don't want to look after the plants. So it's probably been like a month since I watered that plant, and also this one up here, and there's a couple others. So the soil just kind of was really dry, and the water just kind of spilled over the top instead of going into it. But I got that all cleaned up, and now I have a pile of things that need to leave the office, as well as some dead plants. But this is just not the plant phase of my life at the moment, I don't think. So I just need to get the dead plants out, so I'm not looking at them and being like, damn, I killed that plant, oops. So yeah, I need to do that. Probably wipe all the dust off my desk and the cat hair, because that tends to accumulate pretty quickly, and empty the garbages, and then it'll be nice and refreshed in here, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna do those last few things and then get to work. So it is time to wrap up this little reading vlog. So in review, I finished The Eye of the World, book 1 of the Wheel of Time. And this was a reread for me that I really enjoyed. I spent the time to do a bunch of annotations, as you can see from my tabs here. And I like how the second time you read a book, you notice a lot more like things, like specifically in this book, I noticed a lot of like references to people or places or like concepts and things that are used in like the later books a lot more. That was interesting to notice those things this time. I know a lot of people kind of say that this is not one of the best Wheel of Time books, but honestly I really enjoyed it just because like kicks off our adventure. We are meeting all our characters and getting to know them, and a lot of interesting things happen, and maybe the end is a little bit like strange because we spend all this time like working up to go to Tarvalon, and the last minute we're like, just kidding, we're going somewhere else. So there is that. It's a bit strange, but other than that, I really enjoyed this, and I'm excited to move on to the next one. After that, I read This Is How You Lose the Time War, which is a really short, it's like just under 200 pages, like a sort of sci-fi book that it doesn't really actually like matter, the sci-fi part. It's kind of just like a backdrop for our two characters to communicate in and like have their sort of like motivations and like thoughts, but it's really just like, honestly, like I don't really know how to describe it, but it's really very like poetically written. It's very beautiful to read, and it's kind of just like about almost like the human experience in a way, which is interesting because like the main characters are like not necessarily human. I'm not really exactly sure if they're supposed to be human or like human adjacent because they're kind of like augmented by technology and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I definitely recommend you give it a read if you want a quick read. It's definitely very different from all these big fantasy epics. And then finally I was working on reading Winter's Heart, book 9 of the Wheel of Time, and I made a bit of progress on this, not a ton. As you can see, I'm also annotating this one, so I'm up to page 266, so still about half of the book to go, maybe a little bit more, but I'm enjoying it. I don't have too much to say because I'm only halfway through the book, but some things are happening that seem like they will have a lot of impact on the rest of the series, so that's exciting. The good thing about this book is like things are actually happening. Like in the last couple of books, things were going kind of slowly, not a ton was going down, so I'm happy that things seem to be picking up pace as we head into the latter half of the series. So that is everything that I read this week. I didn't get through too much, but not every week can be the week where we read 6 books, you know? So these kind of like lulls in reading are natural, I think. I don't think you have to immediately be like, oh, I'm in a reading slump if you don't finish a ton of books one week. Like, life just is like that, you know? You can't totally be consistent all the time, so that's the way I'm choosing to look at the fact that I only finished like 1.5 books this week. Well, I mean, I finished 2, but I was already like started the first one, so. But whatever, I'm happy with the reading that I did. I enjoyed it, and that's really all that matters. But yeah, that is all that I have for you today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.